So hey everybody, how are you doing today? And my name is Brendan Brobley, and we're going to be looking over another movie. And that movie is a movie called Krampus. And this was brought to you by the same guy who made the underground but very, very good anthology horror movie called Trick or Treat, which came out in 2007. And this is also brought to you by the guy who will direct the sequel to Godzilla, Godzilla King of the Monsters. And well, what is the movie Krampus even about? It's about this family who basically has lost touch with one another. They are completely greedy, and when Christmas comes around, they are not happy at all. So, well, the grandma in the family goes ahead and tells the little kids a story about this person named Krampus, who basically is the evil version of Santa Claus, who doesn't come to give gifts in the middle of the night, but comes to punish you because of how greedy and maybe how bad you truly are. And well, you can already guess what happens. Okay, so easily I was hooked from just hearing the story. I am a big guy who's very claustrophobic, and the idea of this family being trapped in this house with monsters on the outside that are trying to get in, and then there being this like actual head of those monsters that basically is a horned beast trying to get in as well, trying to kill you and your family, is really scary for me. And when I went into this movie, I was expecting maybe not as scary, like maybe not like a horror masterpiece, but at least something that would be really, really, like just fun. Not horrifying or scary, but fun. I was taken by surprise because this movie, honestly, is very creepy. You know what? I should have been able to make the connection, because Trick or Treat was a really creepy movie, and I should have been able to make the connection that the director of Trick or Treat, who directed this movie, would also bring the same type of horror that he brought into that movie with this movie. And he delivered, because this movie is very creepy. The director loves to play with the idea of what lurks behind the shadows, what is inside the darkness. And in my opinion, that is one of the scariest ideas in horror movie history, or just in general, one of the most horrifying ideas of all time. Because, well, for example, this is where I am filming right now. I am filming downstairs in my basement. And well, imagine if that hall right here was completely dark and you heard breathing and you couldn't see what it was. You would shit yourself. And that's what I like so much about this movie, is that it was really creepy and honestly really atmospheric. And in my opinion, the scariest thing for a horror movie, like the most successful horror movies out there, rely on atmosphere. Not cheap jump scares that pop out at the camera, but actual atmosphere. Building up the suspense and then having it pay off when the killer strikes, or when the monster pops out from the shadows or whatever. When we get the big reveal of who's been behind all these murders or who's been doing all these heinous acts. And atmosphere is key, and luckily this movie has that. And another really cool thing I liked about this movie is the effects. I really, really like some of the effects that were used for the toys that Krampus brings with him. Because instead of Santa Claus bringing presents to hurt people, Krampus brought some of his own toy minions to like help him kill and hurt these people. And I can remember the Jack in the Box like clown monster, and that thing looks absolutely like, it's underwhelming, and it's really, I don't want to say terrifying, but it's both horrifying and incredibly funny at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, it just is. Okay, so now if I were to have one complaint with the movie, it would be that it is very, the tone changes drastically. It goes from being incredibly lighthearted and funny, with the opening credits being a montage of all these shoppers running in to get Christmas gifts and all that, set to some Christmas music that is very comedic. Then after that, it becomes kind of like a drama with people arguing and with people being upset, and then it becomes a horror and suspense movie with all them being trapped together and with the monsters being outside trying to get in, and then it it becomes a survival horror movie, and then after that it becomes like a all happy movie. But I mean, it kind of is given with the happy ending. But yeah, you see what I'm talking about. The tone changes, and at times it is very distracting. But aside from that, I'd say Krampus is a very thoughtful horror movie. It has some good scares, some good ideas, some good characters. But with some but thanks to the shifting tone, it doesn't get my highest score. I'm going to give Krampus a 8.5 out of 10. Alright, so well, there we go. We just went over the movie Krampus. And with the 25 Days of Christmas coming to a close, we are going to be looking over the Santa Claus trilogy over the course of the next couple days. And then after that, on Christmas, we're going to look over one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Christmas movie of all time. Though it's not purely Christmas, it's set during Christmas, and you're going to have to live with it. So, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a great day, and evening, night, whatever the heck time you're watching this, and I will see you next time.